So one of the best things I think personally about coming to China is the opportunity to travel, and if you work in a public school you do get a lot of time off, and just to put it roughly, we get maybe 2 months in January for our main vacation, and during that vacation time a lot of people did a lot of different things. I went to India for the 2 months, and before then I went to Hong Kong, Macau, and to a place called Guilin, which is really beautiful. I know that a couple of other people went to the Ice Festival in Harbin, which is supposed to be amazing. A lot of people also went to Vietnam, to Thailand, somebody also went to Bali, so there is a really great opportunity to travel, and travel in China is really easy. The only problem is it's quite difficult to get trains, to book trains during major holidays, and you have to book all of your trains 10 days in advance or they will be sold out. So it's a little bit difficult sometimes when the school doesn't give you enough warning in order to book your train tickets, but as long as you do pester your school, they're generally okay with it. Train travel in China is amazing. It's probably one of the most comfortable trains I've probably been on anywhere in the world. It costs roughly about £25 to get pretty much any long distance train in China, whether it be 12 hours, 16 hours or even 24 hours, they all tend to be around the same price. And included in that price as well, you get a bed and you share like a compartment with 5 other people, so it's really comfortable and it's quite a good way to talk to other people on the journey. Everybody on the train is always wanting to talk to you, and they always give you food to try, and it's a really sociable environment. It's definitely the best way in China to travel. Air travel's really cheap as well. For me to get to India in the January holidays, it cost me about £150 for a one-way flight, which I thought was quite reasonable as it was quite a long flight, and that was from Hong Kong. So travel in China is really accessible and really cheap, and we also get a lot of 3-day holidays, so that's a really great opportunity to go to different cities in China. This weekend me and my friend went to a place called Guangzhou, which is in the south of China. Also been to Beijing, Shanghai in the 3-day holidays. I've been to Guilin twice now. I've been to Xi'an to see the terracotta warriors, and nearby Wuhan there's also a lot of really beautiful scenic places which a lot of people tend to go to in the 3-day vacations. You can get to a lot of really nice places by bus, and it's just really good. So this is inside a Chinese train. This is what they call a hard sleeper, and this is like the mid-price sleeping. You can also get a soft sleeper, which is just 4 beds per compartment, and it's a little bit more private. Or alternatively you can get a hard seat, but I wouldn't recommend that if you're going to be doing long distance travel, as it's quite uncomfortable. So as you can see, there's like a line of 3 different beds, and everyone just kind of sits on here during the day and then sleeps here at night, and everyone just kind of stands and loiters in the hallway and does their own thing. So. Another important thing about travel in China, I think, is the hotel and the hostel situation. The hostels and the hotels I've stayed in China have been absolutely amazing and really cheap. On average, I'd say that maybe a shared room in a hostel would probably be maybe around £4, maybe £5 per night. But the quality is really good, and they usually have really excellent facilities, especially when you go to the bigger cities like Beijing, Shanghai. Hong Kong, on the other hand, is a little bit more expensive, and the quality isn't so good. A really excellent website for booking all of your accommodation in China is probably Hostel World and Hostel Bookers, which is the same all over the world. And China also have a website called C-Trip. They don't focus on hostels, it's mostly hotels, but they do have some really good deals on there, especially for the nicer hotels. C-Trip is also what we all use to book our domestic flights. Domestic flights in China are really cheap. I just booked one the other day to go from Wuhan to Shanghai, and including taxes that was coming out at £33. So if you book in advance you can get some really good deals to fly. Sometimes it can work out, a little bit easier, if not a little bit more expensive to fly than sometimes to get the long distance.